Hi everybody, once again you are welcome to my YouTube channel, Beta Analytics. In today's video we are going to be analyzing a sales data that we have that we did for a customer. I've already done this in Microsoft Excel. I've already built this using Microsoft Excel, but I feel like some people might also need it in Power BI. That is why I'm also doing this in Power BI. If you are a beginner in Power BI, this video is actually for you. This tutorial is for you. I'm going to be teaching you how to design a dashboard like this and how to select the right chart and how to calculate your KPIs in order for you to get the actual result. As you can see, we have sales, we have profit, we have quantity, and we have the order ID. We should have the order quantity. Then we have month as our filter and as our slicer, and we have sales by item. And this is the sales by item, and we also like to compare it with sales by item, profit by item. How much do we gain? How much do we sell? And also we like to see sales profit by item in each month. How many product do we sell in each month? How many products do we profit from? These are what we are going to be analyzing and discussed in this video. I've already provided a frame that we are going to use. So one thing is, I'm not going to upload this data from beginning because the data is cleaned. So I'm going to start analyzing the data afresh, and I'm going to be teaching you how to go about this. So one thing you just have to do is, if you want to learn how to upload the data as a beginner, you can just go to some of my videos. I've already taught that, how to upload your data, how to take it to Power Query, and from there how to clean your data if your data is clean and if your data is dirty. But in case of this, we have a clean data, so we don't have to do anything in it. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to reduce this, so I'm going to have it as a plain, and I'm going to tell you what I did here. So I've already uploaded the background. So when I reduce the transparency, it will show. So when I increase the transparency, it will not show. So you can also use it, you can download it as your own background as well. Then I'm going to teach you what I did to achieve this, because you can see we have it here already. I'm going to be teaching you everything step by step. I'm not going to jump any step for you to really enjoy what we are about to do. So if you are ready, let's take the ride together. And don't forget that the data set will actually be provided for you to follow along step by step. And please, if you find this video interesting, if you find this video useful, please comment, please like, please also subscribe to this channel and make it grow, and click the bell icon so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So let's go back to our dashboard. From the dashboard, what I did was, the first thing, let me close this, we'll come back to that. And let me open our data. This is the data that we have already that we are going to use. So how I did this is what I'm going to show you now, because this is the first step for you to know how I did this. I can actually remove this so that we start this afresh. Let me remove it. Then we have everything plain. Then we can just begin our summary. So here we are going to need up to 5 KPIs. We are going to use order, we are going to use profit, we are going to use quantity, we are going to use our target as KPIs, but we are not going to visualize it. We are going to use our total sales and our unit cost. But bear in mind that in this report, in this project, we only use 4 KPIs, which is the total sales, which is the profit, which is the quantity, and the order. But I'm going to be increasing additional 2. And the additional 2 I'm going to be including is going to be the target and the unit cost, because we would like to see unit cost for each of our item and product and category, and as well as we want to see our target as well. What is our target, and what is our profit, and what is our total sales for that month? So in this case, I'm not going to be creating any mail for this. We are going to be using it directly. The reason why is because I'm not going to reuse it. If I want to reuse it, I'm going to create a mail. And if you want to learn anything about that, some of my videos, I did something related to that there. So the first thing I'm going to pick here is I'm going to pick the total sale. Let's come back here and I'm going to pick the card. This is the first thing I'm going to pick. So if you want to check your KPIs, probably you want to analyze a KPIs. When we are talking about a KPIs, we are actually not really talking about something too big or something too bogus. And when you check among the build here, we have also something that we call a KPIs. You can see we have range, we have so many things, and there is a chart made for KPIs, but we are not going to use that. Our KPIs means we want to know our key performance indicator. So that is what the KPIs means. Like our total sales now is our KPIs. Like our quantity is a KPI, something I want to know. Okay, this is what we have, this is what we've gotten. Then from there we can now start to visualize it from there. So we are taking this as the first step, and I'm going to already have picked a card to achieve that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click. You can actually, there are two ways to do it. I can pick the total sales and total team, and I can as well just click on it. Once I click on it, it already comes here. So either of the two that you would like to do. Then another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to format this. After formatting this, and I'm going to reuse it. Remember, I said I'm not going to reuse. I'm not going to reuse all this, our numbers here, but I'm going to reuse the card. This because I don't want to pick it one after the other and begin to reformat it one after the other. That's what I actually mean. So I'm going to format this, then I'm going to reuse this card for other. So first one, we'll pick that. The next thing is this. We are going to format this. And if you want to format this, the first thing you have to do is you come back here. You can see we have a 3 option. I'm taking this to be a beginner friendly tutorial in Power BI. I also have some that is from beginner to advanced, and also have this one that is for advanced level. But this, if you are new to Power BI, you can actually, that is why I'm trying to take it step by step. So already we pick our KPIs, already we pick the number that we want to use, which is we have all this, then we are picking this. So that is why we are doing this step by step. Then I'm going to come down here, more option, and from the more option I'm going to click here the 3 dots, and from the 3 dots you can see export data. I'm not going to export data. New visual calculation, I'm not doing a visual calculation. Remove, I'm not removing. Spotlight, I'm not going to do that. Then I will come down to format. Then from the format, I'm going to open, the first thing I'm going to open is the style, the size and style. From the size and style, because we have a background that we are going to use, so I don't want to use the background for this card, so I'm going to switch off this background. Then we don't actually need a visual border, but we are going to use a shadow. Then I'm going to turn on this shadow, because everything you see here is a shadow. Let me come back here. Everything you see here, this, they are all shadow. So I will come back here. So, but we don't really have a shadow here. So permit me if I'm changing it to be in another format. Okay, probably because I didn't use a shadow there. Let me go back there. Let me just come back here and format again. And I'm going to switch off the shadow, because already we don't have the shadow in our KPIs. Then the next thing is I will go to the title. You can see we have a call out, category label. This is the category label, and I don't want the category label to be under, I want to be at the top. Once I want it to be at the top, how am I going to do that? I'm going to off this. You can see it's already off. Then I'm going to turn on the title. You can see add visual title. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to put my title as total sales. Remember, the first thing I pick here was total sales. So that is why I'm naming it as total sales. Then I will come down here and then I'm going to make it centered. When you check the horizontal alignment, this is the horizontal alignment. We have it in this side. If I turn it back to this left, we are having it at the left. When I turn to this right, we're having it at the right, but I want it to be at the center. That is the first thing that we are going to do. Then the second thing is this. I'm going to reduce this. Then we have this as 14. I think that is okay. Then I'm going to use this actually one. No, let me remove this. We are going to use this Sergio UI board for the title. Then the next thing is we come down here. We go to this. We want to actually go to the value. From the value, this is our value. We want to reduce the value from 45 to 20, and we are going to use Sergio UI board as well. Then one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this to 20. Let me make it 20. And let's see, 20 is actually good. Or probably we'll make it 21. That's good. Then I'm going to reduce this. I don't have any other things to do apart from here. Let me click out. Let me see. Okay, exactly what we have here. So I'm going to still reduce this a bit and going to make it this. Already we have this. So the next thing I'm going to do, as I promised, I'm going to copy and I'm going to reuse it for every others that we have it. This is our test. So we are not going to use our test. We are just going to use, you can see this has something like it's showing that this is actually a number. It's not a test. These are our tests. This is our test, and this is date. So we are using those numbers as our KPIs. Then I'm going to copy this. How will I copy this? The first thing I'm going to do, click on it. Then I'm going to use Ctrl C, then V, then paste. Ctrl C to copy. Then I'm going to, and because we need 4, this is 1. Already we have 2, 3, 4, 5, we have 6. So I'm going to copy it the remaining 4 times. I'm going to copy this, then I'm going to paste it 4 times. So if it doesn't complete, I'm going to actually, so let's pick this and let's pick this as well. Then let's pick the second one. If we have any, if it is more than what we need, we are going to remove it. So let me see. I think we have more than. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We actually need 6 and we have 7. So we are going to remove this. Then we have this. So we have total sales. Then from this, I'm going to click on and I'm going to remove the total sales from it. And I'm going to have unit cost. Then from the unit cost, I'm going to the title. Remember, it's still carrying the title of total sales, so we don't want that. I will just go there and I'm going to change it to total unit cost. Total unit cost. Then we're having this as total unit cost, and we're having it as 14. So I think we make it 14 or 13 dollars. So since it's going to be the same thing, I think we're having it as that. Then the next thing is I'm coming down here and I'm going to remove it from total sales and I'm going to make it our target. We want to see our target, so we have a target of 6 million. We have a target of 6 million. And what am I going to do? I'm going to just make it target. So we have a target of 6 million. This is a target. Then the next thing is we come back here. Let me move this up. We are still going to arrange everything again. I'm going to remove this. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put our quantity. We have our quantity. Then I'm going to change it to quantity. Then we have it at quantity. Then the next thing is I'm going to pick this. And I'm going to change it from 2 to 6. Already remember, I'm going to make it a profit. This is our profit. I can actually change everything from these thousands and just make it, but we can leave it as 8,000 to where it is. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change it from total sales and I'm going to make it total profit. So we are having a total profit. Then this is the last one, which is going to be our, I'm going to remove this from the total sales. Then we are having our order. Then I'm going to choose this. Then this, in the case of this, we are not going to use, we need the count. We have to count this exactly, not sum. So I will come down here. Then instead of using sum, I will just come down and use count. So that is what we are going to do. And we can also create a measure for this. Everything I'm doing here, we can as well do everything, creating measures for this, but I don't want us to go to that route today. That is why I'm trying to show you another dimension that you can actually analyze your data. So we have this already. All our KPIs are complete. So the next thing we do is we have it here like this. Then we go to our chart. We want to see our sales by item. Let's close this because we are not using this. We want to see our sales by item. We want to see our sales by item. We actually want to see those items that really give us the sales. We want to see each item. How much do we actually sell? How much do we actually sold in each item? So that is why we are going to use our line chart, and we are going to pick this, and we are going to expand this. We have it here. Then the first thing we are going to pick our total sales. We have our total sales. Don't forget that we are trying to replicate this project. So we have our sales by item, our profit by item, our sales month by item. Then we have our quantity by category. Then we have our sales by quarter. Then we have our sales by category. And once again, I've told you I have this in Microsoft Excel. If you like to also analyze it in Microsoft Excel, you can check out the video there and you will put it there. I can actually attach the link of the video to this video. So the next thing we are going to pick is we are going to pick our item. This is our item. Then we have this. Then we are going to format. Then we go to this. Then we go to format. Then before we begin to format, we want to sort this because we are saying it is from the largest to the smallest, but we want to make it from the smallest to the largest. So let's sort. We have sort by sum of total, but we want to sort it by item. Then we go back again. Let me see if we go back again and we want to make it for you to actually see how to really sort it very well. Let's put a data label. I think that will help you. First of all, we go to our format here. Then we go to size and style. We don't need the background because we already have a background that we are going to use. Then we go to our visual border. We choose it on so you can see we have a visual border already. I'm going to click on it back again for me to have this. Then I'm going to make it 20% darker. Let me see. Exactly. That is what we have there. Then I'll come back here. Then I'm going to make it centered. I'm going to make it centered. Exactly. Then the next thing we are going to do is we come down here. We go to the title. The title, we are going to remove some and we are going to make it 6 by item. Instead of using total 6 by item, we are going to just use sales by item. Then we'll scroll down, then we center it. You can see we already have it at the center. Then the next thing we do, we move down a bit. We move down, then we go to the x-axis and the y-axis. This is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. In the x-axis, we don't need the title. The title is the item, this. We don't need the title. We switch it off. Then in the y-axis, we don't need both the title and the value. So we go to the y-axis. We don't need the value. We don't need the title as well. Then we move down to the grid. You can see we have a grid line. Then we are going to switch off the grid that's already off. So the next thing we are going to do, we go to our data label. This is the data label. We are going to switch on our data label. As you can see, we are not having it in the right order, so we are having it here. So we are going to sort it from the smallest to the biggest. So we come back and we make it ascending, and let's see, we are making it ascending. Then let's turn it back to descending. So that means we are sorting it by item. So let's sort it. I think we should sort it by total sales. Let's go back and let's make it sum of total sales. Let's sort it by total sales. Exactly. We are sorting it by total sales. So we are having this. Then the next thing we are going to do is we come back here. We want to put a marker. Then we come down here. Then we switch on the marker. Already we have a marker. Then we are going to increase the marker a bit. We are going to increase it a bit also. Then let's make it like 6 or 7. Let me say 6. 6 is actually good. Then we are going to change the color of the marker. We are going to make it red. Let's come back here and let's make it actually this color. And that is what we want to achieve. So we are done with this. Then the next thing we are going to do is we are going to copy this and we are going to reuse it. So we copy this and we paste, and I will bring it down. And the only thing I'm going to change here is I'm going to change from total sales to profit. Then I'm going to remove the sales and I'm going to put the profit there. So you can see we have the profit, but we are going to sort the profit as well. Let me come back here. Let me sort it by profit, then I make it ascending. Let me see exactly what we want. Then I'm going to put it here. Then I'm going to change some things actually here. The one thing I'm going to do is, let me come back here. Let me come back here and let me go to the, we are going to the data value. From the data value, we actually want to change some things from the data value. Let's go to our data label. There is our data label. We are having, let's go to the value. Let's go to the value. This is the value. We are having the value as display unit. We are having it as auto. Then I want to make it none. When I make it none, it's giving me a good number. Then I will come back and make it 8,000. Let me make it 8,000 and see. Exactly, we're making it 8,000. Then we come back to this also that we are having, and I'm also going to make this 8,000. Then we have, let me see if actually this 8,000, then we have a profit of this, or let me rather make it none and let me see. Then we have a profit of 1,933 here. So if I make it 8,000, let me see, it's going to give us 82,000. We can also leave this way, so we have a profit. This is our profit, and this is actually good this way. Then we'll go back to the title, and we are going to change the title. Let's go back to our title for the sales by item. We are not using sales by item, we're actually using profit by item. So we'll make it profit by item. So we see the profit by item. So we are done with this. So we click out of it. The next thing we are going to pick, we want to see our sales profit by month. And our sales profit by month, we are also going to use another chart entirely. Let me see. This is our sales profit by month. We have our sales profit by month, and let me click on it. You will see what I actually use. I use line chart again. This is the line chart that I used. Then we come back to our new dashboard. I can actually pick any of these. Then I can just pick this. I can just copy it, and I'm going to paste because I'm going to actually reuse it. Then I'm going to have, let me put it here. Already I have a sales. Then the next thing I'm going to have is I'm going to include the profit. I'm going to, let's come back here. Let's come back and let's see what we actually did there. So we have this, and we have our sales, and we have our profit. So first of all, we have our profit before our sales. So if we have our profit before our sales, and that means I'm going to remove this. Let me remove this. Let me use this. Then I'm going to make use of this, but never mind. Just copy any one of them and reuse it. So we bring this one here. Then already we have the profit. Then I'm going to have the total sales. Then I'm going to have, go to the other dates. From the other date, we have date hierarchy. Let's open the hierarchy. Then we are going to use months. Then we have our month. When we say we have, then there's something we have to remove. We don't actually need the item. So let's remove the item. Don't forget to remove the item. I think we've already removed the item. Another thing is this. We are going to remove the data label. Let's switch it off. So we've already switched off the data label. And another thing is, let's go to the legend, and let's for the legend, let's remove the title. This is the legend, and we have the title of the legend. So first of all, we are going to match color. Let me see. We are not going to use anything. Okay, we're going to use the match color. So we have the legend, and we don't want to actually switch off the legend, because when we switch off the legend, we are not going to have the title. So we don't really need the title. Then what we do is we switch off the title. Then we just need this alone. And you know what we are going to do? We don't want it as sum of profits, sum of total sales. We are just going to reduce it. Then we come back here, right click, just go to rename for the visual. Then it will open it for you. Then just make it. You can see we are having, let me enter, and we are going to see just profit. Then come back to the second one here, just rename also. Then we are going to have, we don't want a total sales, we want to remove that, and we want to just use sales. So we have this exactly as what we want. Then the next thing is we are going to sort this because we want the same thing. This is December, is not, so we are going to sort it by month. Let's come down here and let's go to sort assets. Let's come back to, this is profit. We actually want to sort it by month. So we have January, February, March. So that's exactly what we want to do. Then we've already hashed this. That is gone already. So you can see. Then the next thing we are going to do is, already we have this, so we don't have to put a data label. So we are going to put this somewhere here. And for it to really make sense, we can see this is our sales. And because this is our sales and we're having this as the same color, so we want to change the color of this. So let's click on it. We want it to pick the color of this that we're having as the sales here. Then we go to, we already click on this. Let's go to our line and let's scroll down. We are looking for the color. Let's go to the color and let's look at the color that we have for this. I think the color should be this, if I'm right. Exactly. I think I'm right. Let's see another color. If it is this, I think the first one was the color. So we are using the first one. So we're having this. So you can see that anybody that sees it will know that, okay, this is sales and this is also sales. So we are done with that. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to pick our quantity by category. So we want to see our quantity by category. In each category of product that we have, we want to see the quantity of it. So the next thing we do is we go to tree map. And for this, we are going to use a tree map. So we pick a tree map. Do you know why the tree map is good? Tree map will give you everything that you need in a single view. So you can see this. That is the purpose of using a tree map. Just like you are using a table, but this in a visual way. Then the next thing we are going to pick our category. So let's go to the category and let's look for the category. We are picking the category. Then the next thing is we are picking the quantity. So we have our quantity here. Then we are picking our quantity. Then we have it here already. And the next thing we are going to do, so we come to at colored, this is colored label, and we are going to just change it to, do we need it? Let me go to title, colored label. We still need it, and the value data label. Let's switch on the data label. We actually need the data label, but we are not going to make it 8,000. So let's come back to automatic. Let's make it none. And exactly, this is the quantity that we have. We don't want to make it 8,000. So the next thing we have to do here is we just have to change the title. So let's go to the title, and we are going to have the title as quantity by category. That is all. To our title, and we want to center it. Then we don't want the background, we remove it. Then we position the shadow, and we want to make it 20%, and then we want to make it center. Then we are done with everything we need here. So we have just 2 shots more to go. Then the remaining shot we are going to use is we want to see our sales by quarter. Our sales by quarter, and for that we are going to use our stack bar chart. Oh, there is a mistake already here. Let me just undo. So we have this here. Let me click out and let me have our bar chart here. stack bar chart. And from the stack bar chart, I'm just going to make, let's go to our sales by quarter. We want to see quarterly sales. Then we are going to pick our total sales here. Then we are going to pick our quarter. And we're having our quarter in this format. As you can see, we're having quarter 1, quarter 2, but we want to sort it to be from the largest to the smallest. So we come to axis. We want to sort it by quarter. Then we have the correct format. Then let's put this here. Then the next thing we are going to do, we remove the background. Then we are going to put our shadow, and then we are going to make it 20%. Remember that? Then we are going to make it center. Then we go to the x-axis and the y-axis. Don't forget that this is the x-axis. For the x-axis, we don't need the value. These are the value, and we don't need the title. And for the y-axis, we don't need the title alone. So get that in mind. Then before then, we go to our title. So we just make it sales by quarter, or make it quarterly sales. Either you make it quarterly sales or sales by quarter. Then we move down. We move down to the grid line. I think the grid line should be off now. If not, vertical, we switch it off. Then the next time we close it back. Then we go to our data label. Let's go to our data label and let's include our label. Then let's close this. We close this first. We are not using it. Let's close the title. So let's go to our data label and let's switch it on. Already we are having our data label. Then the next thing we are going to do is, let me see, we go to the x-axis and the y-axis. For the x-axis and the y-axis, this is the data label already. We don't need anything about that. Then we move forward back to the x-axis. Remember, I said in the x-axis, we don't, this is the y-axis. We don't need a title. We remove it, but we need the value. And for the x-axis, we don't need both the value and the title, because already we've put in a data label. So we switch it off, and also we switch this off as well. So we have this perfectly okay now. Then we can just move this somewhere around there. Then we have our last chart, sales by category. Since we have quantity by category, we've seen mobiles, we have 1,148. Then we want to see how many sales do we generate from this mobile. So that is the sales by category that we would like to see. And in case of this, we are going to use a waterfall. Let me look for the waterfall here. So we are using a waterfall. Then we are going to make this. Then we are going to pick our category. We are picking our category. Then we are picking our total sales. Then we have this. So let me put this somewhere around there. And let me expand it a bit. Then we begin to format. The first thing is, let's go to the title. If the title is opened, then we are going to make it sales by category. So we have our sales by category. Then the next thing we have to do, let's go to size and style. We don't want the background. And then we want our shadow, and we want to make it 20%. Then we want to make it centered. Already. Then the next thing is, I just want us to put it where we can see it. Let's reduce this. And we are going to expand this back. So let's put this down here so we can see everything we are doing. So our title, we have to go back to the title. Let's go back to the title. Then we have to center it. We have it centered already. Then remember this, we don't need the title for the legend, so we are going to remove the title for the legend, and we are going to do another thing. We are going to, this is the value already for, let's go to the x-axis. Already we are in the x-axis, we don't need a title. Let's remove it. Then we come down to the y-axis. The y-axis, we don't need both the title and the value. We can just remove the title and the value. Then we come to the legend. You can see we can actually switch off the legend. But how do we know that increase and decrease? So we don't really have, so we are going to do something about that. So let's just leave it like that. We don't need this. Let's switch it off. Let's switch off this legend. Let's hope the legend is off. Then we go to the data label. We are going to add a data label. Then we go to value of the data label. We can see we are having display unit. This is the value. We are having display unit. We are having it as auto, but we want to make it 8,000 exactly. Then we don't have anything to do at the display this value decimal, so let's just leave it away. If you want to decrease it, well, we need it away. Then the next thing we are going to do, we are having it, let's look at the position, automatic data label. You can see option. Then we have the position, which is auto. Well, we want to make it outside hand. Outside hand. Because we are making it outside hand, these are really in between. And let me see if we make it inside hand. Let me see inside hand, and when we make it inside hand, some of them will not show. Then let's make it inside center. Inside center, this will not show. We need something that will be able to reveal everything, so that is why we are using let's see inside base. Inside base, no. Then we have to use outside hand. So we're having the outside hand. Then we are done with this. Then the next thing we actually going to do is this. Let me see if we've already completed everything. Let's switch. Let me step out. Did I put? Let me see. Where's the label of the shadow? Already we have the shadow. We have it as centered. So that is actually good. And that is actually good. Then the next thing we are going to do is I'm going to arrange it the way I arrange this. Please, if you have learned anything from this video tutorial, please subscribe to this channel. Please comment, please share, and click the bell so that we'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So I'm going to arrange the way I arrange this. So we are going to have it that way before we now do some formatting into it. So I'm going to have this first of all, and I'm going to bring this down a bit. This will be here. I'm going to just put it here. It's good this way. Then I'm going to make this to be at the same center with this. And then I'm going to expand it a bit. And I'm going to move this forward. And I'm going to expand it a bit also. Expand it a bit. But just make sure they're of the same size. Then the next thing is I'll bring this here. And I'm going to bring this to the side, and I'm going to expand this a bit. I'm going to expand it this. Let me see it this way. I want to reduce this, and I want to also, and I want to make it closer. But they are going to be of the same size. Then we expand it here. So we have it done already. Then the next thing is I will bring this down here. Then I'm going to expand this. Don't worry, we don't want. Then I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to bring this down. Then also I'm going to just make it this. I hope they're of the same size. Let me okay, this have to be somewhere around here. And I'm going to draw this down a bit. Let me draw this down a bit. And let me bring it down here. And let me bring this up a bit. I think they're of the same size now, but I also want them to be of the same height. So we have to make them of the same height. Then the next thing is we adjust this. So we just want to make this of the same with this. Then we are not using anything now. So we have this. Then this is already done. Then the next thing we are going to do is we are going to rearrange this. We are going to rearrange this because we are going to put, then we have this to be here. We have this to be here. It's like this is somehow big to me. Then we have this to be here. Then we have this to be here. Then we have this to be here. What we are going to do, we are going to group. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to hold a control on my keyboard, a control key on my keyboard. Then I'm going to click on this. Then I'm going to click on this. Before we click on that, I think we are saying, I just want us to have some little space in it. We can actually go to, let's close this for now, and let's go to, we can actually close this as well. Then let's go to our format, our background. I want us to, no, we are not formatting anything. Close it yet. We are going to our background, and let me just switch it on, that you can see what we are trying to achieve here. So I will switch it back. Then we want to have this closer a bit, this closer a bit. Then we want to have this closer a bit as well. Then already I'm going to I'm going to click on my keyboard, control. I'm going to click this, click this, click this. I'm going to click on this, I'm going to click on this. Then I will go to formats, I will go to group, then I will group everything together. You can see I have everything as one. So I can easily, wait a bit. So I can easily move them around. I can easily move them around. That is the purpose of doing that. And I'm going to put it somewhere around here. Then I'm going to leave it there. Then the next thing is I'm going to insert. Then I'm going to pick a shape. And I'm going to pick this shape. Now bring it down here. And I'm going to draw the shape. And make it the same size with this. And I'm going to just bring it somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. Probably somewhere around here. Then I'm going to make it reach to this end. I'm going to make it reach to this end as well. Then one thing I'm going to do is this. I'm going to change. I'm going to format it. Let's go to style and shape. We're not going to use this because this is for the normal background for the chart, and this is going to be for the shape. So we are going to for the shape. We are going to switch off. You can see the fill. Then we don't want the border, but we want the shadow. We are going to use the shadow. Then we are going to make it 20%. And then we are going to, what next again? We are going to make it position. We are going to make it center. And let me click out of it first. So we are not seeing the shadow properly. Transparency, we want it to transparent. So do we see anything? No. So we go back to it. Then we go back to this. Then we switch on the shadow of this. You can see exactly. So we switch on the shadow of this. That is exactly what I did here. Let's come back here. You can see that is what I did here. We might still need to adjust some things here. So that is what I did here. Then we go back to this. So we're having this already. Then the next thing we are going to do is we are going to pick this. I'm going to pick it, put it on this. Then I'm going to bring it down a bit here, and I'm going to make it up because I'm going to group it together. Before grouping it, I still have to put some things in it. So I can actually bring this down and make it a center. But if I'm making it a center, I need to put a filter. So that is why I'm going to bring it down here. I'm going to bring it down here because I'm going to put a filter here. So we have this already. And before putting it there, let me just bring this down. Let me bring this out. No. Let me bring this out. And put it here, and let me just bring this up back. We are going to change the color to white. Then we begin to do the rest. So we are going to close this. We are going to close this, and we are going to have our background. No. Is anything open? We don't want anything to. Then we go to our canvas background. Then we turn it on. Then we have that already. So the next thing is we have this. Then what are we going to do with this? We are going to change the color to white. We are going to change those color to white. So already we have the analysis here. Then what am I going to do is I'm going to on this. First of all, I'm having this. You may not really see it well, so but I know what I'm about to do. So we have this. Let's pick it from here. Or we can as well. Let's pick it from here and let's put it somewhere around there. Then I'm going to click on this individually. I want it to be individual opened. Then I'm going to the title. Then I'm going to make it white. Then I will go to the value. Let's go to the colored value. Then I'm going to make it white. So that is the first thing I'm going to do for you to see. Then the next thing is I'm going to click on this. Hold. Ctrl Shift key. I hope it works. Click on this. Click on this. Click on this as well. Then I will go to the title. Then I'm going to change everything to white. Then I will go to the colored value. I'm going to click on this. Then I'm going to make everything white. as well. So we are done with this. So I can actually pick this from here. Let me see. I can actually pick this from here and put it here. But we have some problem. Do you know the problem we have? We have some things up, we have some things down, like this. Now everything is up, but we have this. So I still have to just move this one up to be of the same. So let me click out to see if I still have them grouped. If I didn't have them grouped, so definitely I have to. No, they're not really grouped. I have to ungroup this and make everything right. So we have to, let me click on them. Let me click on this. 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 And let me go to ungroup. I've ungrouped them so I can really move. It's like they're still grouped. Let me go to ungroup. No. Everything. It's like this is separate. This has their own separate. This has their own separate. Then I can just arrange it back now for them to be in a. So let me see. This is somehow down. They have to be of the same height. Oh, they shouldn't be a total cells. Let me just format this. This shouldn't be a total cells. So let's go to the title. This should be order. So we have this as the order. Good. Then let me see, are they of the same height now? Then we have to move this a bit closer. Here. We have to move a bit. But they all have to be of the same height. Of the same height. And they just not have to be too far away. And they must not be too far away, so we have to move them a bit closer. We have to make them a bit closer as well. We have to make them a bit closer. We don't want to make them too far away, so closer as well, as much as possible. Then we have this other closer as well a bit here. I think we have everything. This have to be up a bit, I think. Then we're going to click on this, hold the Ctrl Shift key, click on this, 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 click on this. So we have everything clicked on. Then go back to format, group again. So we have everything grouped now. Then I can easily move from here. Then I can have it placed here. That is done already. So we have it perfectly okay now. Then we come back to this. Then when we come back to this, we just go to our title. We just make it white. Then we go to X-axis and Y-axis. Just make it white. Then we'll go to the Y-axis and we make it. I think we only have the value of title of. So we don't have anything in the Y-axis. So that's good. So we go to our data label, our value. Our value is on. Then we'll make it white. Then we'll go to our title. Let's go back up. We're having our title up, I think. Where is the title? The title is white already. Then we have this. Do we have anything else to change here? I think everything is perfectly done. Let me click out and let me see. Yep, we have it done. Then the next thing is we have to move this forward. There's something I'm going to check here, so we have to make it closer to here. Then we go back to size and style. Let me see the shadow. Let me see if the custom will be better. And let me check out and see. I think there's no between the custom and I just want to see what data is used here. What did I use here? Let me go back to this. And let me see exactly shadow. I'm using black and I'm using center. I'm using black and I'm using center. So we go back to that place. So we are going to make it. Let's go back here. And we are going to make it black. Where's our shadow? We are going to make it as normal. Probably black. And we are going to make it center. So we get that in mind. Let's see. We are exactly having the same thing. So we are going to move this up a bit to be of the same size here. Then we are going to change everything else. So we are going to have our shadow to be this black. And we are going to, already we have a center, that is good. We go to our title. Then we are going to make the title white. Then we go to our label. Our label, we have to make it white. Then we go to the lines. We have to look for the lines and the marker, the shadow area. We are going to look for the lines. The legend title. Let's look for the legend title and we are going to make it white. Then we go to, I think we don't have any other thing to change here because we don't have a label. That's good. Then the next thing is we come back here. And the next thing is we have to move this up a bit. And we can actually leave it that way. Then we go to shadow. And remember we are making it this dark. And we are making it center. Then the next thing we should do, then we are going to change everything to white as usual. To have it as white. The title is white. Then we go to the values. Then we have it as white as well. Then we go to the data label. We have our data label. Let's go to the value. We have it white. Everything is done in that. Then we move down to this. We are almost done. Then we move down to this. So we are going to move this up a bit to be of the same line. The only thing we have to change is just the title. So, and the shadow. First of all, we have the title. Let's go to the title. And we have the title to be white. Then we go to the shadow. We have it's black. Then centered, good. Then we come back to this. We are having this here. Then we are drawing it a bit closer here. I draw it a bit closer here. To have rhyme with this. So we have this here. Then the next thing we are going to do, we go to our shadow and we are making it this somehow black. Then we go to, already is in center. Then we go to our title. We have the title to be white. Then we go to our values. We have it to be white as well. Then we go to the data label. So where is the data label? We have our data label to be white. We have everything perfectly done. Then the last but not the least, then we come down here, move this up a bit, and we draw this to be somehow closer here. Then what should we do? Then the next thing is we go to the first one that opened, we make it white. Then we have to change the title, and let's go to the x-axis or the y-axis. Which one is opened? Then we make it white. Then the next thing is we go to our title. What is our title? Then we make the title white. And everything is perfectly done. You can see we've done everything perfectly. Exactly what we have. So we have to shift this a bit down, so that everything can rhyme. You can see we are having exactly the same thing. Let's come back here and let's see if we really have something different. Not at all. Not at all, because we are using the same background, the same everything, and we align it the same way. So we have to also shift this down a bit. Move this down a bit. You can see. Then the last thing we are going to put here, we have not changed this. Let's go back to the shadow. Then we're having like black, then centered, so everything's perfectly done now. So the last but not the least in this aspect is we are going to put our filter. We need our slicer, so let's come down here. We can collapse this because we don't need it any longer. So let's collapse this. Then we just need our slicer, and we have the slicer here. And before we switch off the background of the slicer, we are going to put our data, and we are going to use the month. We have the month, and we go back to format. Then go to format, and we are going to make it a drop down list. Let's go to the slicer settings. We have in that vertical list. You can see that is this vertical list. We want to make it a drop down, and that is a drop down. So we reduce it a bit. Then we go to background. We switch it off. We don't want the background. Then we don't have to put a shadow as well. Then the next thing we have to do is we go to the value, then we have it as white. Do we have the value as white? We have the value as white. Then the title, we are going to change the title. We are going to change the title. We want to make it a slicer. I don't want to click on that. I only want this alone. So definitely I'm going to have this. This is showing May, June, July. So we go back to, let's go back to format. Let's format this, and we go to the title, slicer heading, we remove it, and we want to add the title, and we want to make it slicer. So anybody that sees it will know, oh, this is a slicer. So we just have to make it white. Then there is something we have to do. Let's go down here, elder, another option, response. Response is off. Let me see. I don't want this to be showing white. So that is why I have to. Let me see if I did something special. No. So we come back to header, data format, header test. We switch this off again. We can switch this on. Then we go back to the visual. Then for the title, we already have that. For the value, I'm not going to make the value. Let me scroll down. Let me make the value. Let me make the value 10% darker. Yeah, and let me open out and see exactly. We can also make it a bit. Let me make this. And we have it the way it is. So we can just close this. We can as well close this. We can as well collapse this. We have come to the end of this sales analysis. Please, if you find this video interesting, if you find this video useful, please subscribe to this channel. Please comment, please like, so that this video can grow and others can enjoy it. So before we make it a day, we want to try the slicer. First of all, I'm just going to try one or two. We have our look at the total profit. You can see we're having a profit of Naira 81. And that Naira 81 by profit, let's see it. We're having pencil, which is 1,000. Binder, we are not having, let's see. Binder, sum of profit, we are having 380 because it's under 8,000. That is why it's showing 0,000. So we are having a binder of 380. So we have to change this to, let me see, let's come back here and let's do some adjustment. Let's format and let's go to the value, detail label, and let's go to the value. And we don't want to make it, we are making it 1,000. Let's make it none and see. Let's make it none. So we're having it as non-profit. So, and that is actually good. So we are having a binder. We are having 308 profit in the month of January. And when it comes to profit by sales by month, in January, profit by sales by month, what are we having? None. Combined together. So then we come back to February. Let's remove January and let's put February. And in the month of February, we have, you can see February, we have a total sales of 261,000. You can see. Then, it's 2,262.61. Then we have our unit cost is 51.25. Then we have a target of 540,000. We didn't meet up the target. And then we have a quantity of 317. Then we have a total profit, which is 1,359. Then we have just 6 orders. So you can see, so we are not having it here. It's not showing here for us. So we are having mobile, which is around 14. We are having computer, which is around 100. We have electronics 7. Then we are having this. So you can see what we are actually having. This is what we're having. Then the next thing is, we can see this is just how it works. This is how it works. So we remove it back, then we move back to the normal something. Then we have everything as it was. Thank you once again for taking this wonderful ride with me. My name remains Peter Analytics. Please subscribe, share, like, and comment. Thank you for taking this wonderful ride with me. See you once again. Bye.